Peace and blessings, everyone. My name is Jimmie Williams, owner and founder of JW Acquisitions and Development Group, LLC, here in the wonderful city of Atlanta, Georgia. If you haven't been there, you should come sometime. But I'm going to be tonight's presenter. I'm going to be with you about 20 minutes tonight, and I'm going to answer some key questions that's going to make you decide what you think is the best option for you and your company. More than likely, you're here because you need funding, you're an entrepreneur, you're an inventor, or you just want to expand your company, you want to start a startup, you want to get a storefront, you have a tremendous idea in your head and you need $1 million to get it funded, or you might be the smaller entrepreneur that wants $25,000 to open up a hair salon. We help anyone in between. Doesn't matter who you are, as long as you need funding and you want to do it the right way, we have the formula. It's a system that we follow, and we touch pain points. We know about people that had started businesses and they failed because they didn't have the capital, or you had a tremendous idea, you went to family members and they didn't want to help you. They told you to go get a job. We can help you fix all that, okay? We've funded people up to $20 million in the past, but you have to find out what works for you, and then you find out how much you're going to need for the business that you're trying to start, and that's where we come in. We take all the heavy lifting out of it, all right? With over 20 years of experience doing this, I know exactly how to get it done. Even if you don't have your own corporation, we go out, we buy the corporation for you, we build it out, we contact the IRS, we get the EIN number, we go to the Secretary of State and we get all the paperwork to transfer the corporation from one state to another and create, a legitimate business on paper. And then we take it to funding, different lines of credit, Chase Bank, Wells Fargo, all these different types of smaller banks and credit unions. We go to all of those companies and we know how to gather the funding you need, right? Take notes tonight. When you're done, when the presentation is done, please allow my wonderful team to take care of you, okay? Mr. Leonte LaFleur, this guy, he's awesome. He'll answer all your questions, and he has someone here shadowing and assisting him. She's very professional. Her name is Samantha Alessandri. Got it right that time. They will be the contact persons that you'll need to work with after this particular webinar to answer additional questions and get you started. I promise you, you're in the right place. Stop whatever you're doing. Give me 20 minutes of your time, and we're going to talk about how this can work for you. I don't care where you are, what your background is, what business you're in. This can work for you. Stay tuned and follow me to the next slide. Bye-bye. Peace and blessings, everyone. I'm back now with the actual presentation. Yours truly, this is Jimmie Williams, owner and founder of JW Acquisitions and Development Group, LLC. Thank you for tuning in tonight. I want you to do us a huge favor, if you can, save all of your questions till the end, and our professionals at JW Acquisitions and Development Group, LLC will answer those questions for you. And if you see something you like and you see, hey, you know what? I want to get business funding. I have this type of company. This is how much I need, et cetera, et cetera. We want to talk more in depth with you and make sure that we can solve your problems. That's what we're doing here. We want to solve the average entrepreneur's problem. And that biggest problem that most of them are having is business funding or lack of capital. And that's the problem that we're going to solve tonight. Dig in, again, get a pen and a piece of paper, and do not hesitate to ask our team questions at the end, because the end goal is to make sure that you have what you need to make your business progress or grow or develop. Let's get right into this, okay? So the name of the package, the business funding package, is called the Platinum Business Funding Package. Years ago, I did this, and I had several different packages where they range from, just getting you the corporation to just getting you, business credit, and then some came with business credit, corporation, and funding. So what we've done, we've wrapped it up in one piece. It's one business model. I'm going to go over that in a moment, where we give you everything from A to Z in-house in one package, and we take you to funding in the end. So that's what you're getting here, and that's why it's called the Platinum, because it's our absolute best, okay? Having said that, let's move right along. Who is this product for? Now, if I say anything below here and you fit any of these descriptions, I'm talking to you. Number one, startup companies with no history of capital. Now, you have a lot of folks out there, they have a vision in their head. Some of them are, they're inventors or they are chemists. They make products and services, and they do all these different things, and they just don't know how to put it all together yet, and they don't even have a corporation yet. It's just an idea. We can help them too.
So that will be considered more of a startup. You have an idea. Sometimes you have a business plan or a three-page, executive summary. We can help you get the capital you need. Number two, an existing small business or big business that needs cash infusion. So in other words, you need $100,000 to take that company to the next level for inventory, for payroll, et cetera, et cetera. We do that. Number three, investors, real estate investors. You buy and sell property, you buy big buildings downtown Atlanta, Georgia, or you buy the small fix and flip property. Forex, you trade on Forex or S&P 500, et cetera, et cetera. Cryptocurrency, stock market. We help you get funding for that as well. All right. Number four, if you have an LLC, S Corp, C Corp, sole proprietorship, or a nonprofit organization, all of the above, you can get, we can help you get funding for what you're trying to do. Number five, individuals who don't currently have a company. I talked about that up here, right? So some of you, again, it's just an idea, but you know what you want to do or what you're trying to convey to the world. You just need the financing for it. We can help. Number six, franchises. McDonald's, Subway, Pep Boys, et cetera, et cetera. The franchise model where you go out, and you already have the corporation, you purchase it for $2 million. It's grossing $100,000 a month or whatever, et cetera, but you need more money to expand. We can do that. Number seven, mom and pop shops. That's the neighborhood store, in the city, pardon me, on the corner, you have you're selling pizza or whatever you're doing. These folks here have been left behind. I mean, some of them, they get these MCA loans, but the MCA loans are so bad. You borrow $30,000 from an MCA company, you're paying back like 60 grand and they're taking like $300 a day. Well, we have better solutions to help those folks. Barbershops, again, hairdressers, the smaller entrepreneur that's helping to revive the city and keep the city going by creating small, jobs for everyday people with those small businesses. These folks need money bad, and we help a lot of folks that need that, okay? Number eight, gig workers, Uber drivers, Lyft drivers, DoorDash, online customer service reps. These are the folks that work from home, sometimes online. They're filling out surveys online. They're taking customer service calls, or you're doing everything you can to make it happen for the family in addition to working a full-time job. You need an extra $30,000 to really expand and grow your other business or move into a bigger home or something like that. You just need the financing and the funding for that. And we show you how to do all that with how we set up our packages and our program. All right. We do all that for you in-house. Number nine, clients with bad credit, no credit, bad or no business credit. And to be honest, guys, most of the people in the nation have either bad credit or no credit. That's just a fact. All right. Business credit is far and few between, or few and far between, right? Because people don't really understand how that works. But that's basically where when you get a company, you get business trade lines or business lines of credit on your EIN number, which helps you look stronger when you go to certain banks. Some people don't know anything about this. A lot of folks don't know about it, to be honest. But we can help folks in any of these situations. It doesn't matter about the credit, business credit, personal credit. Doesn't matter. We can take it to the top. And number 10, Fortune 500 companies, hedge fund companies, and fintech companies, okay? Now, fintech companies are on the rise. They're pretty big out there, but sometimes they're lacking the financial capital, the capital to take their company to the next level, and that's what we do here. We show you how to do that. We can give them anywhere from $50 to $100 million. We've done that before. If a company's well developed and it just needs expansion, if they have the numbers and they have the business plan and the pro forma, et cetera, all the things that we need, it's easy to give them big lines of credit and funding, all right? But we do it all. Okay, moving right along. Here is what you actually get with our program. Let me just start at the top here. You get, now again, whether you have a corporation or not, our program comes with the following, all right? So you can have a good company that's doing very well. This is what we do for you. And if you do not want everything that's on this list, that's your choice, but this is what it comes with, okay? It comes with a 3 to 7 year old age corporation, the legitimate corporation, with a foreign filing with the Secretary of State and an EIN number from the IRS. Foreign filing meaning that basically we take that corporation, let's say we buy it from New Mexico or Delaware or Wyoming, We take it and we transfer it from that state. And if you live in the state of Florida, we take it and we legally transfer it from state to state. And if we don't do that properly, then people have gone to jail for doing that. So we make sure that they don't have to do it themselves. We do it for them in house, and then we call the IRS and we get them a real legitimate EIN number attached to the corporation. So one of the ways to know if corporations are legit, when you get them, they shouldn't come with an EIN number if they're an age corporation. If they are, you need to check and see if there's any debt on it. But we get them brand new. We get the EIN number brand new. We activate it. We do all that in house. Right. Number two, a professional business website with an age domain name, with a business email and a business phone number. Right. So it's important when you get business funding to get an age corporation along with an age domain name that that basically the domain name has been around a while. We buy it. We build a professional website to go along with it. Number three, a professional business virtual office. We use either Opus or Regis. They're the best. We initially set it up, guys, and once it's set up, we pay up front for 3 months for you, and after that, to keep it going. Same thing with the website. We'll pay for the few months, and then after that, you have to continue to keep it going even after you get your funding. But we set it up for you because those are needed to get the business funding. Number four, we do what we call platinum credit repair packages. Okay, so we have our own packages in house. And we do this for people that actually really need personal credit repair. Some people may not need that, but we do it in-house and it goes along with the package. So once you make the payment, you pay us. We already have funds set aside and we have connections where we go in. We literally sue the credit bureaus to fix your credit. All right, there's a method to it, and a lot of people don't know how to do it, but I have a team of professionals that do it, and we get that FICO where it needs to be. Let's say we go for certain types of funding where they look at business credit, but they need to see a guarantor. They're going to need a guarantor. You want to be your own guarantor, and we do that by getting you good business personal credit. Number five, platinum business credit package as well. That's business credit where we add business trade lines, all right, and they get added to your EIN number. And we actually put the amount on there that's going to match the amount of funding you're looking for. For example, if you're looking for only $100,000 in business funding, then you may not need but one or two business trade lines, okay, with certain limits to them. If you're going for $1 million in funding, then we would need to put like 10 to 15 trade lines, depending on what type they're going to be. But we only put the amount on that's needed for that business package. But we do business credit for you. So personal credit repair, business credit packages where we add the trade lines for you because to make your file look enticing, it has to have all those components. All files are uniquely different, so the timelines may vary as far as when we're going to take you to funding. So, for instance, if someone has great credit, they've been around, their business has been around 3 years, and they want us to come in with another corporation, it's going to be a lot less time to get them funding than someone that doesn't have, they have horrible credit. Let's be honest here. Some people here in 500s, it's going to take us sometimes 4 to 5 months to fix the credit and then take them to funding. It may not be 90 days for that person, but the person who fits the criteria that I just said before, we can start funding them within 90 days, up to 180 days, depending on what your file looks like. Again, everyone's uniquely different. Okay, we start the funding process when we know the file is ready. We take it to at least 100 financial institutions, if need be. All right, we do this because there may be 20 banks that may say no. Then you may find 2 over here and then 3 over here. You keep going and you may get 10,000 here and 5,000 there. If the person's trying to get 100,000, then it may take us a couple of months before we find the right banks for them. All right. We use credit unions, major banks, private banks, and even private investors, depending on what we're trying to accomplish for the client. Our overall goal, guys, is to take the average person, not even a business person, just a person, and build out a file with a business, a legitimate business on paper with the IRS and the Secretary of State, et cetera, so that it looks very professional and we're able to go and get the funding. The overall goal here is to allow the client to get what they want. If they don't want more than 100,000, that's what we're going for that. But if they want to get up to $1 million, we shoot for that. But the overall goal is to satisfy you as the client. Our commitment is this. We will work with you until the client will achieve the goals that they set out for themselves, no matter how long it takes. One thing we cannot promise is the amount of funding. We can't even promise funding. We can't say the word guaranteed, but we will stick with you until we meet the goal. That's how we say that. So we don't use that word guaranteed because, it's illegal to say that. We could, they could fine my company and take us down for that. So to protect you and ourselves, our company, we don't use that word, but we will do whatever it takes to get you the funding that you're looking for. Okay. We're almost done here. Now, as I just said before, what we want to do is put you in a position where there's potential funding up to $1 million, from $100,000 to $1 million in funding. That's the goal. All right. However, to do that, it is a flat rate of $30,000. Okay. Now, the reason we do this is it could vary depending on who you are and what you're trying to do. But there's so much work that goes into funding and preparing a file for funding. For instance, if you're trying to get 100 grand, and let's just say that you have a bankruptcy or something on your credit that's taking us a little bit longer to get it off. No matter what we do with the business credit, no matter how many banks we prepare the file for, and how good your website looks, and that particular negative item on your score can hold us up a couple of months. It really can. All right. So that's why we say that if you come to us, you say, hey, listen, I only want $30,000 in funding. This number can vary. Okay. This number can be much, much lower if you say, hey, listen, I already got good credit and I already have business credit. I just want $30,000. Can you guys help me? Well, that number can change drastically. That number can be anywhere from $5,000 to $10,000 to $15,000. Again, it's on a case-by-case basis, all right? So we won't know that until we know your particular situation, but normally this is what you're going to pay, $30,000, because of the work that's involved, the sweat equity, the time that sometimes guys are on the phone with the IRS for 2 hours for a client, or 30 minutes with the Secretary of State trying to make sure, we do the foreign filing correctly. Time is something we don't get back. So just like we respect your time, we charge that fee, so our time is respected. And I'm pretty sure business people understand that, right? Now, we do have in-house financing, and I'm wrapping up, guys. All right, so don't let $30,000 scare you. That's no big deal compared to what you're going to get, all right? We make sure that we keep you guys happy, which is most important. So if you don't have the $30,000, we have in-house financing available. 4 options. Number 1, you can pay in full if you don't need to be financed. It's the bank wire. That's the best for us. That's going to allow us to get started with the project and never have to stop. We can just go and get you the funding. Sometimes, depending on your file and how fast we add the trade lines and the website and the personal credit, some people have gotten funded, 100 grand in 30 days, 200 grand in 30 days. It all depends. That's the best option if we get we get full payment up front. And sometimes we'll work with this $30,000 number depending on the situation. Number 2, in-house financing through a third party. I use a source that's really, really good. So basically, you need to have a pretty decent credit score. I would say 620 or above. No late payments, no derogatories. And depending on how much you get you get approved for, that will help us determine how much you can put toward a down payment, and then we set you up with a payment plan. But you go through a third party. It's a quick form you fill out, and they'll let you know right on the spot, and you will contact them, and they send you the money, and then you pay us. You pay, make the payment toward us, and we can start the work, and you'll just pay back what you owe. Number 3, in-house financing with JW Acquisitions and Development. That's with me directly. So if you can't do this over here for some reason, me personally, as the owner, I can make the decision to look at your file and look at your credit and look at your situation, your cash flow, and say, hey, listen, we'll finance you personally with JW Acquisitions. You'll have to sign a contract, and you'll be able to make an offer. So we'll say, well, we'll do this for $7,000 down or $10,000 down or whatever, and we'll finance the rest. We can do that, and that's the third best option. Lastly, we don't recommend this, but if you have to, we're just trying to be, we're trying to have some innovation here. We're just trying to, make sure that we can do things that most people can't do. All right. We will allow you to have a cosigner, right? The cosigner will come in and, again, this is a last resort, but if your credit's not good enough, we can use a cosigner, and you may need to tell them, hey, listen, can you cosign on this loan for me? And then what you do is you'll need to work with them and offer them something to make it worthwhile for them. So depending on the funding you get, you got to offer them something. And we've done that before, but we're just trying to be forward thinking there. That's the last option. Okay, guys? But just let us know what you need and we'll help. Lastly, I'm wrapping up, guys. I want you guys now to if you have any questions, now will be the time to step in and basically ask the people who are on here, our leaders, and Again, don't be ashamed to ask a question. If you're seeing this video via YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, any social media, or an advertisement, you're going to get back to the person that sent this to you, and or you can do the following. Basically, guys, you're gonna see this ad or this video three ways: a master affiliate of JW Acquisitions sent it to you, or you saw an ad, or a JW Acquisitions sales associate. But what you're gonna do is, since you're live, if you're live right now, you're watching, we're gonna take your questions right now. That's what we're gonna do. Or you can call us, 888-329-3231. Again, 888-329-3231. And or email us at info@jwadconsulting.org. Again, info@jwadconsulting.org. All right? Do not leave this page until you have every question answered and you have the information, if you're not live, to contact us and we'll get someone to help you. All right? Guys, this program has been working for us for the last 6 years. Collectively, we've probably funded over 75 people. Collectively, over $10.5 million in funding. Several clients have gotten $100,000. Several have gotten $50,000, $60,000. Several have gotten $200,000, and quite a few have gotten over $300,000, guys. All right, and we have a client right now. We're trying to get up to about $3 million. We're at the closing table. This system works. Doesn't matter who you are. All right. Doesn't matter what your pain point is. If you want to start a business, it doesn't matter if you're broke or if you have nothing in the bank. All you have to have is the desire to do it. This system and this program is designed for those folks. If you're already in existence, we can help you expand it. It doesn't matter your situation. Hopefully you got something out of this, guys. And I want to see you on the team. I want to see you live your dreams. All right. And make sure you don't give up on those dreams. It can happen for you, but you have to believe it for yourself. I hope you got something out of this. As I always say on all my video content, I will see you guys at the top or on the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.